Hey there, Jamie again from Cal Poly Humboldt, and we're on our second video cleaning this data that we scraped from the Zappos website. So now we've got data in columns A through M. If your data doesn't look just like this in columns A through M, then you probably want to go back to the last video or even the video before to figure out where you went wrong. So just as a quick recap, our goal is to get to a data set where each column represents an observation of a single shoe, where we've got, for instance, the Adidas Adizero in one row, the Hoka Arahi 6 in one, and each model only has one row. We also want to take a look at various variables for each shoe, such as price and MSRP. We'll create a new variable that indicates whether or not it's on sale. We want number of reviews, we want true to style, true to width, and then we want to get a comfort rating and a style rating for each shoe. And we also want a variable that gives us the overall rating. We're going to tackle overall rating first. And as you can see in column B that originally contained our link to shoe, shoes that have a star rating, it's reported in this row. Shoes that have no ratings, like we learned earlier that these first two shoes have 0 reviews, they don't have a star rating. So one thing that I think is going to come to bite us is that any shoes that have no rating, the process we use to extract this 3.2 out is going to give us a really strange result for shoes that have no reviews. So what we're going to do first is we're going to filter the results to identify all of the shoes that have no reviews, and we're going to delete them. Because we're only interested in this particular example, or in this particular exercise, is on getting information on shoes that have been rated. Because we're going to try to first look at differences among brands for all these variables, including how they're rated. And then we're going to try to see what factors kind of lead to a shoe having a high overall or a low overall rating. Like, what does that mean when a shoe has a high or low overall rating? What else can we kind of tell that might be going on about that shoe also? So let's add a filter. Click in the upper left-hand corner in that triangle, go to data, and then we're going to click on filter. I'm going to come over to number of reviews, and then from that drop down, I'm going to first select all, but now I'm going to select 0. And when I apply that filter, it's going to make it so that in my spreadsheet now, I'm only looking at shoes that have no reviews at all. And then I'm going to come over here and highlight all of those rows that show up. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to delete the rows. When I pop back up to the top, I've got one more that I missed. It'll look like I've got nothing here. We don't panic. We just go back, click that arrow, and then clear the filter. And now all of these shoes have reviews. And that might go quite a bit of a way in terms of simplifying what we've got to do in the next section. Okay. Back to what we're really trying to do, which is extract the number of star reviews, or the number of stars that these shoes are rated. So this first Hoka rated 4.3 out of 5 stars. Let's get that 4.3 out of there. There may be multiple ways to do this, but this is my approach. I'm going to insert two columns between column B and C. So to do that, I'm going to highlight C and D. I'm going to right click, and then I'll scroll down to insert. And that gives me these two much too large columns. I'll shrink them down. I'm going to just remove that whole filtering business. Okay. So before I move on, I'm going to start labeling titles here. And I just want to make sure that I'm really only changing things in that first column, or in that first row. So I'm going to make it bold. And then from the home screen, I'm going to use this little border pane, and I'm going to insert a bottom border. In that way, I can see what's going on. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that one, and under View, I'm going to go here to Freeze Panes, and I'm going to freeze this top row so that even as I scroll, I can still see the heading for each column. In other words, I can still see the name of each variable. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extract this whole section out of that cell. And I do that with a command called write. And it's just going to take the rightmost however many characters I want it to take. So how many characters do I need to take? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I want the rightmost 18 characters. So equals right. And from this set of text, it wants to know how many characters I want. I want 18. And it's going to give me now 4.3 out of 5 stars. I'm going to send that down and make sure it went all the way down, and it did. Great. So again, this is just a formula. So before I go anywhere from here, I'm going to copy it and paste it special so that I don't mess myself up later. Copy, paste special, get the values, and that again takes the formula out of the cells. And then here, I'm going to have my overall rating. Quick heads up about capitalization and about the importance of these headings. When we go to make our tables and charts and things we do for analysis in the next sections, the way we type in and format each of that variable names is going to appear in our charts. So when I do number of reviews, capital number, lowercase of lowercase reviews, that's called sentence case. You capitalize like you would writing a sentence. The first letter is capitalized. And I use that as my convention everywhere. I'd like you, for the purpose of this class, to choose either sentence case or title case. Title case is what you would use if you for a title of a book. That would have the O in overall and the R in rating capitalized. We won't be using all lowercase or all capitals in this class just because it is kind of non-conventional. So we're going to stick with conventions that we would see in typical analytics publications or in something that you would see like in a marketing material that would either use sentence or title case. All right, so back to the story is we used write 18 characters to get those. So we want these characters here. We want 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3. No, we want 3. I have to start at the beginning because I want to go left, right? 1, 2, 3. Now we want the left 3. Equals left. Out of this text, I want to extract how many characters? 3. Now I've got my overall rating is 4.3. I sent it down. I scrolled to the bottom. I made sure it went all the way back down. I'll head back up to the top, and that's great. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. It just has, I'm just going to jump right up there. I wonder if that's because I froze that pane. That could be a pain in the butt later. Then we're going to copy and paste special. We always want to get formulas out of the cells because now I want to delete this. Boom. Great. Now we're down to our overall rating. And I bet you recognize already that I have the text to column formula, or I've got the number inserted as text problem here, and I'm going to need to use the text to column. So I'll check that just to double check, but it's number stored as text. I know. We're going to go to data. We're going to use text to column. We're going to click next, next, and finish. And then I'm going to center this. And I would say that that is good. We've got overall rating extracted out of this link to shoe. and that was amazing. So now we can get rid of the link to shoe column because we're not going to need it for anything else. All right, so for the next video, we're going to deal with the comfort and style ratings, and we're going to get ourselves down to our final data set. So I'm going to stop this video for now, and I will see you again in a minute. Have a good one.